Coming up on today's episode, we have.
What's interesting is if you go into the Old Testament, you know the
Tanakh.
Yes, Tanakh. The Messiah is mentioned.
In Book of Daniel.
Is mentioned.
book.
Let me finish, Ian. Is mentioned 39 times,
39.
and not all of it is referring to the Messiah who will come.
And.
Did you know? Did you know in the Old Testament, you know Cyrus?
Cyrus.
Cyrus.
The king.
He was a Persian
I know.
king.
Kirpero.
He was a non-believer.
Yeah.
He was called the Messiah. He was called a Messiah. Let me finish. The reason why they called him a Messiah is because they said God allowed him to allow the children of Israel to return and rebuild the temple. So even he, according to the Bible, was called the Messiah. Are you aware of that?
No. See.
Are you aware of it?
Did you read Isaiah 53 one more time?
Just, are you aware of that even Cyrus was called the Messiah?
No.
Before we get started, make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, and be sure to check back regularly so you don't miss out.
Okay.
Accept the Jesus like my savior. But my question was.
I'll help you.
Yeah. What does mean Messiah? Yeah, Messiah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I said, I don't know in depth. Okay. Alhamdulillah.
How about your schools? What are they talking about?
No, the thing is, I need to look it up. But I know generally the meaning is Messiah is someone who is Masaha, is someone who is anointed or chosen. Okay? Someone who is anointed or chosen.
Could I ask something?
Let me just finish.
Yes, okay.
What's interesting is if you go into the Old Testament, you know the
Tanakh.
Yes, Tanakh. The Messiah is mentioned.
In Book of Daniel.
Is mentioned.
book.
Let me finish, Ian. Is mentioned 39 times.
39.
And not all of it is referring to the Messiah who will come. Did you know? Did you know in the Old Testament, you know Cyrus?
Cyrus.
Cyrus.
The king.
He was a Persian
I know.
king.
Kirpero.
He was a non-believer.
Yeah.
He was called the Messiah. He was called a Messiah. Let me finish. The reason why they called him a Messiah is because they said God allowed him to allow the children of Israel to return and rebuild the temple. So even he, according to the Bible, was called the Messiah. Are you aware of that?
No. See.
Are you aware of it?
Did you read Isaiah 53 one more time?
Just, are you aware of that even Cyrus was called the Messiah?
No. It's impossible to call Cyrus Messiah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look it up. I'm just going to search. Cyrus Messiah.
I will come after.
Okay. Let me just tell you. So,
but in Russian, please.
According to, I don't know Russian. According to Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 1, Cyrus.
Can I find it?
No problem.
Here it's an answer.
Isaiah chapter 45, verse 1. 45, yes. Verse 1.
Господь помазаннику своему Киру. Я держу за тебя. Yeah.
So, the point being, you accept.
What I said.
So we believe Jesus, Isa, the son of Mary, was the Messiah to the children of Israel. But my point being, according to the Old Testament, even Cyrus, a Persian disbelieving king, was called the Messiah, and he was given this honor, according to the Old Testament, because he allowed the children of Israel to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple. You with me?
Yeah. But finally.
What's but?
No.
Well, no. Let's agree on that point.
But it's not about calling Messiah.
But is he called the Messiah?
No. It's just pomazannik. How to say?
Sorry. Ian. We need to work on one point at a time.
Yeah. But
is Cyrus called the Messiah in the Bible? Is Cyrus called the Messiah in the Bible?
No. It's not Messiah.
Okay.
Could you pay attention to Isaiah 53, please? Jewish Jewish nation, they still waiting for Messiah. Do you know it? Yeah.
I know.
And why only Jesus called it like a Messiah, not other prophets? Yeah, or other prophets.
Okay, no,
like
but
Musa.
I understand.
Yeah.
Let me
Also
explain to
makes
you.
sense, yeah, isn't it?
Ian,
Yeah,
I'm here all day,
Yeah.
so
How can I call you, by the way?
Yusuf, I'm
Yusuf.
here.
Yusuf.
Yeah, I'm here all day,
Yeah. Okay.
so there's no rush.
Yeah.
Let me just look up Isaiah. I just want to show you that even a disbeliever
Yeah.
in your book
Yeah.
is called the Messiah, and then we can move on to Jesus,
Yeah.
and we can move on to Isaiah. We can move on to Isaiah 53. Who is the suffering servant? Okay.
Yeah.
When you're done with this conversation,
Yeah.
I want to speak to you, yeah? We'll
Yeah.
speak.
Why not?
Please.
Сейчас. Can I take? Сейчас. Yeah, no problem. Let's cover only Messiah, and I need to go. Never mind. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, the point being that even
Yeah.
there's 30, the Messiah is mentioned 39 times in the
Yeah,
Old Testament,
yeah.
and it's not always referring to the Messiah will come, but anyone who is anointed and selected,
Yeah.
a king, a prophet, even Cyrus is known as Messiah.
Yeah.
But as for Jesus, we believe that he is the Messiah
Yeah.
sent to the children of Israel, not to all mankind. Even Isaiah 53,
Yeah.
the
yeah.
suffering
You pay
servant,
attention.
the
Yeah.
suffering
Who is
servant.
this? Yeah.
If you can show me
Yeah.
in Isaiah 53
Yeah.
where
Oh,
it says that this suffering servant will be God.
Okay. And did
You-
you ask?
I asked you a
I got it.
question.
Yeah.
You're going to answer the question.
No, I'm just-
You're not going to answer the question.
I will ask.
Okay, you will
You're
answer.
trying to claim something your thoughts to the Bible or to the books of Tanakh, you know?
Do you believe Jesus is God? Do you believe Jesus is God?
Because see, I will show you. When Moses
Yeah.
go to Sinai
Yeah.
and take some law,
Yeah.
but how about Jesus? Where he take these laws?
You know what
He
it
say
is?
by own self, isn't it?
I don't mind moving, but you brought up Isaiah 53.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm asking you, you're using Isaiah 53 to say that the suffering servant of
yeah.
Isaiah 53
Yeah.
is a prophecy concerning Jesus.
Yeah, that's correct.
So I'm asking you, do you believe that Jesus is God?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my mistake from your vision. Yeah?
So
Yeah.
you believe Jesus is God?
Yeah.
Can you show me in Isaiah 53 where it says that the suffering servant,
Yeah.
the Messiah who will be sent to the children of Israel, will be God?
Yeah. See, in this case, you're trying to claim that you want to include your own thoughts
Yeah.
in Tanakh, yeah? But we need to be obeyed to God, you know? That's the point. Difference. It's impossible to send each individual own Bibles,
Yeah.
own thoughts. Because
Yeah.
I have my own thoughts when I'm like a child, you know? I think something is correct way. But
Yeah.
after 10 years, it will be changed.
Yeah.
In this case, we have one simple and we need to accept it. It's all about
hear and
be
obey.
obeyed.
In
Yeah.
Quran it says, قَالُوا سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا. We hear and we obey.
Yeah. And
But the point is, if you're using Isaiah 53
Yeah.
to say that Jesus is the suffering servant,
Yeah.
and then you believe that the suffering servant is the second person of a Trinity,
Yeah.
you're saying it's the Son of God who came down
Yeah.
as a man and died for the sins of mankind,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're saying that Isaiah 53 signifies this,
Yeah.
then
Not only, not
you
only.
should show us where the Old Testament says that the Messiah
Yeah.
will be God.
Yeah, see.
And I'm telling you, that's not in the Old Testament. And that's one of the reasons why the Jews, they use this as an excuse to reject Jesus. We believe Jesus was sent
That's
to
the
them,
prophets, yeah?
and they rejected him.
Yeah.
But now the reason why they
No, they
reject
didn't
him
reject
is because of the Trinity.
No, not all. Not
Not all of them,
nations.
not all of them,
Yeah,
not all
part
of them, but a large amount of
finally
them.
see
And until this day,
result, yeah.
the majority of Jews
Yeah.
reject Jesus
Yeah.
because you made him God. That's
okay.
the excuse they use.
Yeah. And how about my question is about why only Jesus in Quran they decide to call him Masih. Now why Musa? Why we couldn't call him like a Masih? Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer you.
Okay.
Sorry guys, to interrupt you. What I сам сенсею. Ты потратил уже полчаса.
So. Okay, thank you very much.
No problem. No problem. But can I? Sorry. Can I? I understand. I understand you're in a rush. Let me just give you very briefly.
Yeah.
Okay. The true religion, the true way of all the messengers is that God is one. He has no partners, no equals. All of the messengers, Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and the last messenger sent to all mankind, Muhammad, peace be upon him, or peace be upon all of them came with the same message, that God is one and do not worship him. And no single messenger came and said, I am God and worship me. This is a lie and this is a falsehood and this would lead to the hellfire.
Can I ask one last question?
You can ask 2, you can ask 3, you can ask 4.
Did you cover the Tanakh also by yourself?
Have I read it? Yes.
Yes. And do you know that when God decided to change name of Abraham, it was Abram and after Abraham. Did you know about it? And Sarah was
I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it.
Do you know about it?
But did you know?
Yeah.
Did you know that the Tanakh, the Torah, the first 5 books? Do you know
Genesis,
they were not written by Moses and they were written hundreds of years after Moses?
No, finally, if you're not accepting,
so we can't rely on them. Whereas the Quran is the last revelation sent down for mankind and preserved. I mean, if you don't have time, we can't discuss it.
No, sorry, I will return.
Genesis.
Genesis.
Genesis, verse 12 and 6. Okay, Genesis. You can watch the video. Genesis 12 and 6 shows that the Genesis was written after Moses. Genesis, chapter 36, verse 31. It mentions about the kings of Edom, and it says that the kings of Edom ruled before any king ruled over Israel. So this shows that Genesis was written after Moses, after Saul, after David, after Suleiman. So it's not reliable.
Finally, you're not
Lastly, Deuteronomy chapter 34, it mentions the death and the burial of Moses. So this shows 100% clear as the sun in the sky that Moses did not write the Old Testament. The only reliable book which you have today to worship Allah, to know Allah, is the Quran.
Finally, you're not accepting.
Finally,
God,
again.
No, God didn't change Abram to Abraham. Am I correct? Because Jewish people also
we don't accept it.
Okay,
we don't accept it because we judge by the Quran.
It's a fundamentals, you know.
We judge by the Quran. That's the fundamental.
Because even in your even in Quran they mention if you have some doubt, you need to ask the nation of the book or how?
Chapter Yunus, verse 94.
And finally, what they need to do?
No, if you have time, I'll explain it to you. If you don't have time, then
I will return.
Okay, but chapter 5, verse 48, it mentions وأنزلنا عليك الكتاب بالحق مصدقا لما بين يديه من الكتاب ومهيمنا عليه. After Allah mentioned sending the Torah to Musa and giving a book, Injil, to Jesus, Allah mentioned, and we sent down to you, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a Quran, the Quran in truth, confirming the previous books, and as a judge and as a ruler over the previous books. So anything in the previous books, we use the Quran to check it. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No problem, Ian. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, sir. Come back anytime.
Do you have some questions?
No, I just want to finish up our conversation. I just wanted to make sure that what we were speaking about got